We move on to race 19. Race 19, 500 national sidecars, the Yamaha UK Trophy. And the only non-starter in race 19, presumably because they haven't got back from the continent after their European semi-final last night. The Goodwin boys, Malcolm and Lester Goodwin, they are non-starters in race 19. So we have Dave Duncan with Peter Nichols in the chair, number 21, Norman Hames and Bob Reed, number 34, Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford, number 23 is Martin James and Barry Pocock, number 49, hopefully he's going to be there, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. Well, they had problems first time out, and Brian, having made the nearly 200-mile trip down from Stafford, hopefully we'll be seeing him in race 19. But as I said earlier, Colin Lewis only recently got over a very nasty operation following a racing problem, and their first time out following Colin's injury. But as we look to our left, we see Brian Canning. Just a pity that Brian didn't take part in the British finals a couple of weeks ago, because the former solo man really has been putting in some good shows on the 500 outfits. Norman Hames and Bob Reed on the Garden. In second place for Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford on the Scorpion. But they go down the back straight, the order still very much the same. Brian Canning back in fourth place. So Squirrel, who had that very convincing win first time out, failing at the moment to get on to Norman Hames. Norman's been around a long time, racing for about 23 years, and the Dorset plant fitter is, well, he's only been on 500 sidecars for about 5 years, but before that, used to race 1,000 outfits. And Bob Reed, his passenger, been racing for about 5 years. They lead it from the veteran, Squirrel, and Paul Stafford. Carl Squirrel's father, of course, been in motorcycle racing in one form or another, off and on for many, many years now. The veteran stage, dare I say, checkered flag. Oh, went for Norman Hames. Jerry Squirrel second. Third place goes to Dave Duncan. Fourth place to Brian Canning. Fifth place to Martin James and Barry Pocock. Well, the three crews that finished in the first three places, all very experienced Grasstrack racers with sidecars and solos in the case of Brian Canning. Crew that were fourth there, number 23, Martin James and Barry Pocock from Basingstoke. They very much the newcomers. Barry has been doing a lot of sidecar passengering with trials outfits, but it's only the second time they've raced together today. So, race 19, a time of 1:24 and 2/5, 1:24 and 2/5, a speed of 48.8, and the official result, race 19, a win for number 21, Norman Hames and Bob Reed. Second, number 34, Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. Third, number 11, Dave Duncan and Peter Nichols. In fourth place, number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. And in fifth place, number 23, Martin James and Barry Pocock. 21, 34, 11, 49 and 23. That's the result of race 19, sponsored by Yamaha UK. Could we have Jenny Holland to the finish line caravan in the interval, please? Jenny Holland to the finish line caravan interval, please. Well, a little bit of a problem on the start line. and it looked very much like Mark Powell, I think, who on the Honda, who took that tumble. John Jeffries then, once again out in front. So the young man from Swindon, who won the first race so convincingly, already 40-50 metres up on the rest. John Jeffries on the Dave Lord built new track. A little bit wide on the bottom turn, but he gets away with it, no problem. Even wider, Roger Long on the ante. Young man from Cornwall, second place. Well, they are getting strung out a little bit. Remember, these lads here racing out there, they're only what, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. I know Scott Nichols is 14. Lee Garrod's 15. Checkered flag, second one in the afternoon for John Jeffries. Ooh, very close there to the outside ropes for number 7, Roger Love, but he gets away with it. In third place, Scott Nichols. Scott Nichols, younger brother of Sean Nichols, finishes in third spot. 20, Bridge Street Motorcycles Trophy, sponsored by Bridge Street Motorcycles. You can get all the details of them from the main ad. A time of 1 minute 22 and 2/5, 1 minute 22 and 2/5, a speed of 50 miles an hour dead, 50 miles an hour dead. And the official result of race 20, it was a win for number 14, John Jeffries. In second place, number 7, Roger Lobb. In third place, number 6, Scott Nichols. In fourth place, number 41, Richard Empson. In fifth place, number 42, Chris Phillips. In sixth place, number 11, Lee Garrod. In seventh place, number 99, Daniel Abbott. Those numbers again, race 20, were numbers 14, 7, 6, 41, 42, 11, and 99. We're over the page, just 3 races to the interval, race 21. 1000cc right-hand sidecars, unit sidecar challenge. Sponsored by Malvern Motorcycles, owned by Alan and Viv Burdett. Alan, of course, I can remember racing quite a while ago now. 1000 right-hand outfits. Retired in 1980. And Alan Burdett on site today. And on my little notes here from Dave Brown, I hope Ben's listening, it says here, retired in 1980 and would beat Ben on a regular basis. I didn't say that, Dave Brown did. I'm not that brave. Right, race 21 then, sponsored by Alan and Viv Burdett of Malvern Motorcycles. In this one, Gary Parmenter, who had a win first time out, had a very convincing win first time out. Look back to the form which took him to a ride in the British Masters in 1990. And not by a big distance from Peter Nunn there in second spot. So up the back straight, it is, as expected, Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley on the FZR, leading by about 20 or 30 metres from Peter Nunn. Trying to get on turn. Colin Green just getting tailed off a little bit. And the order still very much the same, with Parmenter leading. Good scrap for second. Anybody's race. Second. Oh, here comes the second flag here. Parmenter. Second place. Well, I think he's taken place by a whisker as number 24. Peter Nunn with Merv Ridgewell and Penelope Hook and Jane McLaren. Certainly not disgraced in that one. They were right up there with the lads. All credit to them. Race 21, sponsored by Malvern Motorcycles. a win for number 8, Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley. In second place, number 24, Peter Nunn and Neil Thresher. In third place, number 17, Merv Ridgewell and Jim Precious. In fourth place, number 4, John Stafford and Wayne Stafford. In fifth place, number 10, Colin Green and Roger Hicks. And in sixth place, number 34, Penelope Hook and Jane McLaren. Race 21, 8, 24, 17, 4, 10 and 34. We move on to race 22, and after race 23, before the interval, the sponsors of race 23, A.G. Smith Butchers, Tony and Father Tony and son Steve and Andrew, are going to make a presentation on the finish line of a memento to the winners of race 23. Carter goes faster with marginal lead over Keith Potts, but down the back straight, Steve Carter it is who pulls out a few yards to lead race 22. Carter from Potts in second place, following them Homer. That's Steve Carter, and he's come back right after injury, really going like a train into the bottom turn, and Keith Potts just cannot get on terms with Steve as they come off the bottom turn into the last lap. Carter, Potts, that's the 1-2, following him is Mark Scopes, and behind Mark Scopes, Dave Holman, and behind Dave Holman, Norris, and behind him, Alan Thomas. Well, the race isn't all over yet, but a man of Steve's experience normally doesn't make a mistake on the last turn, and Steve Carter it is who leads, and he's going to win it by about 10 metres from Keith Potts in second place. In third place, Mark Scopes. In fourth place, number 17, Dave Homan. And behind him, well, I would say Alan Plummer and James Randall. Time and speed then for race 22. The time was 1 minute 17. 1 minute 17, that's the time for race 22. A speed of 53.5. 53.5. And the official result of race 22, a win for number 75, Steve Carter. In second place, number 6, Keith Potts. In third place, number 21, Mark Scopes. In fourth place, number 17, Dave Homan. In fifth place, number 3, Alan Plummer. In sixth place, number 36, James Randall. Seventh, number 44, Steve Hutchings. Eighth place, number 58, Neil Emmett. Those numbers again, race 22, 75, 6, 21, 17, 3, 36, 44, and 58. Race 23. 500 Sidecar, P&O European Ferries, and this event, as I've already said, sponsored by A.G. Smith Butchers, and Tony and Steve Smith will be with us immediately after this race to present an award to the winners of race 23. So Paddock, if you can direct the winner of this race back to us on the finish line, we would very much appreciate that. Right, race 23, the lineup is number 5, Dave Collin and Ricky Francis, already had a couple of good rides this afternoon. Number 8, Rolf Leonberg and Johannes Kluin. Number 11, Herman Schassing and Jack Van Dyke, who has had a super ride once this afternoon, last time out. Number 14, Simon Beard and Nick Smith. Number 20, Alan Peck and Lynn Peck. And number 91, Wayne Boys and Jason Holmes. get underway then with race 23. Alan Peck, Dave Collins into the first turn. Alan Lynn lead by a whisker from Dave Collins in second. I thought Dave was going to go up the inside, but Alan Peck holds him up into the bottom turn. Here comes Dave Collins, and Dave Collins got the inside line. Alan Peck on the outside, Dave Collins on the inside. Alan has to give, and Dave Collins takes it up. But still, there's not a lot in it, and a super bottom turn for Alan Peck. Dave Collins in front as they went into the turn, and Alan Peck just knocked it off, came back on the inside, and that was a tidy bit of riding. And still, as they go down the back straight, it's all about Peck and Collins. Alan Peck and Lynn, they lead it from Dave Collins in second place. And up in the third place to join the battle comes number 14, Simon Beard and Nick Smith. The top 10, and there's 3 of them at it now. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Alan Peck? Is it going to be Dave Collins? And those two get away again into the last turn. Collins will try to come on the outside, lock it up and come back on the inside. But Alan Peck is having none of that, and Alan Peck is going to win it by a whisker. Alan then get there. Dave Collins in second. In third place, Simon Beard. Close to fourth. We'll leave that up the lamp to us inside. But no doubt about the winner. It is a win for number 20, Alan and Lynn Peck. Right, we're going to have the presentation immediately now on the finish line. Steve Smith and Tony Smith hopefully are stood behind me somewhere. We'll jump over the fence and make a presentation to Alan and Lynn. During the interval, John Hathaway, who had 14 inches of hair cut off last night, he's virtually bald now. He's going to have a bucket collection around the ropes for the St. John's. So if you can contribute to that, then St. John's will benefit from your donations. Meanwhile, a presentation.
Race, because my son used to race, we retired, and when Dave Brown approached me 3 years ago to sponsor a race, which I thought was a good thing, and from then I've always given a prize to the winner. And I've just said to the young man, I did say a young man in the chair, which I found it was a young lady, that it was nice to give it to a British crew, because the last 2 years we've given it to, I think the Germans the first year and the Dutch last year. And it's very, very good to come here and to see racing, which 10 years ago people said would be gone, finished. Well, seeing the crowd and the amount of bikes here today, I think you'll all appreciate the racing's good, and the crowd is good, and the weather's good. Okay.
Right, thanks very much. And the award, is, if you haven't seen it, is a carriage clock. So, Anne and Lynn, now married of course, get a carriage clock. Well done. Well, race 25 on the line, and Dave Heath on the inside doesn't get a particularly good start. In fact, as they go into first turn, Dave Heath back in about third or fourth spot. Kevin Mardell leading as they went into the turn, number 57, Kevin Mardell. And we have a gone on the first turn. Well, Dave Heath and John Bowkett, they get it all wrong on the first turn, and Dave trying to push it to get it going, try and get a finish and get some points rather than the maximum +1. But already the leaders around on the second lap. Number 4, John Stafford and Wayne Stafford. Father and son crew from Felix Stowe on the Kawasaki. And that outfit has an interest in history. John Stafford outfit Ray Chapman built a few years ago now, and I always remember the first time I saw that outfit up in the north. I must admit it was the smartest thing I'd ever seen. It's beautifully built outfit, and that outfit was eventually purchased by Gary Parmenter, and now in the hands of John Stafford. Well, they Dave Heath and John Bowkett nonetheless for their little excursion on the first lap. They cross the line and score some points. We've got a cone, marshals, we've got a cone on the track on the top end. Perhaps we can get that removed. Eckley, I should say. In third place, number 47, Peter Evans and Jim Evans. In fourth place, number 10, Colin Green and Roger Hicks. In fifth place, number 24, Peter Nunn and Neil Thresher. And in sixth place, number 1, Dave Heath and John Bowkett. 4, 57, 47, 10, 24 and 1. That was race 25, sponsored by Ron Parkinson and Son Motorcycles. We move on to race 26, 500 sidecars, P&O European Ferries, Interclub Challenge, sponsored by Ivan Stubberfield Autos. Ivan Stubberfield is Mark Stubberfield's father, and used to race a 1000cc outfit, but these days keeps Mark on the straight and narrow. So that's Ivan Stubberfield Autos of Caterham in Surrey, the sponsors of race 26. Third and final outing. They've had one win each so far. Thursday night you can see Gary Mooney and Smith, Phil Mackay, Roger Measer, Dave Heath, Brian Ash, Richard Moore, Ray Blackall, and all the rest of them. Sidecar International, England against Australia, Thursday night of the week coming, Swindon at 7:30. We move on to race 26. Jan Pastor, Teen Spiegler on the Java. We haven't told you much about them. Well, they come from Hulkirk, which is near Groningen. First time they've raced in England. They're a happy sort of crew, and they've been racing for about 7 years. Jan Pastor is a trucker, and Teen Spiegler, believe it or not, is a jailer. Unusual occupation for a sidecar passenger. As they get away, Alan things getting very, very close up there. And, well, the order swapping and changing as they went round that first turn, but as they come off the bend, Alan and Lynn still lead by a whisker. I'm in second place, Mark. Robert Graves there on the Java, just tailed off a lid down the back straight. It is still Stubberfield and Alan Peck going at it, hammer and tongs. Alan Peck with the advantage as they go in the bottom turn. Peck leads by about a metre from, in second place, Mark Stubberfield, who tries to go up the inside. Jan Pastor in third place, Wayne Williams in fourth. In first place is Jojo van der Weel. Well, the leading three getting away, and once again we see Stubberfield trying to get on turns with Alan Peck as they go in the bottom turn. It's not all over yet. Stubberfield tries to come on the outside. Peck's got the line, but Stubberfield's got the speed as they come off the turn. Who's he going to be? Well, it was Alan Peck certainly is on there. We'll lose the rest of the lap scores because it really was very close, but no doubt about the winner. Number 20, Alan and Lynn Peck, the local crew on the God. If you've only just arrived, just a reminder, or just to tell you that last night on the continent, Alan and Lynn went into the final leading on points. This was the meeting in France, and Alan missed a gear in the final. They eventually finished fourth in the final, third overall. The meeting was won by Cecil Taylor, and also at the same meeting were Brian Palmer and Dave Collin. Dave Collin finished sixth, and Brian Palmer finished fourth. That was the meeting last night at Rocroi in France. Right, race 26 then. The time 1 minute 23, 1 minute 23, a speed of 49.6. Race 26. A win once again for number 20, Alan Peck and Lynn Peck. In second place, number 7, Jan Pastor and Teen Spiegler. In third place, number 9, Mark Stubberfield and Nick Harbour. In fourth place, number 91, Wayne Boys and Jason Holmes. In 5th place, number 13, Keith Beard and Robert Graves. And in 6th place, number 15, Jojo van der Werf and Lannert de Vers. Race 26, the numbers 27, 9, 91 and 15. We move on to race 27. Calgard Lubricant Super Free 500 solos. Away they go. Race 27 on your program, and as they go past us, wow, that was close. Number 10, number 17, Sean Nichols and Keith Massingham, literally side by side as they went past us for the first time. This race, race 27, sponsored by Orwell Motorcycles, owned by Ray Walters, a man who was sponsored for many of the top speedway riders, particularly the Ipswich boys, including the late Billy Saunders, and race 27. So, the order still the same as the last lap. Flag goes out with Sean Nichols leading. Second place now being held by Peter Finch with Dean Garrett close attendance. Martin Nichols, it is, this man on the RTN Jawa, goes into the bottom turn with about a 60-metre lead. He comes home to win race 27. In second place, close, but it's going to be number 44, Peter Finch. Well, in third place, number 43, Kevin Lanchester. Behind Kevin Lanchester, number 1, Dean Garrod. Wood still on the bottom turn, and well, Sean Nichols, but first of all, the time was 1:17 and 3/5. 1 minute 17 and 3/5, a speed of 53.1. 53.1. Race 27, the official results, a win for number 10, Sean Nichols. In second place, number 44, Peter Finch. In third place, number 43, Kevin Lanchester. In fourth place, number 1, Dean Garrod. In fifth place, number 17, Keith Massingham. In sixth place, number 4, Alan Ransley. In seventh place, number 53, Brian Horrigan. In eighth place, number 16, Mike Webster. Those numbers again, race 27, the race sponsored by Orwell Motorcycles. 10, 44, 43, 1 or 17, 4, 53 and 16. Just 8 finishers in race 27. A man who's riding for the Southeastern team in the Intercentre next week at Brighton, looks to be in unbeatable form today, really is flying. Steve Wilson, but he's got up against him some pretty stiff opposition, namely number 6, Robbie Fuller, number 72, Kevin Teager, to name but 2. Kevin, now in his mid-30s, really enjoying his Grasstrack racing, the man who made his name at Scunthorpe Speedway. He's qualified for the 1992 Masters, had a poor first round, but he's looking forward to go past us for the first time. It's Robbie Fuller, Wilson, Fuller, but it's Fuller with the advantage. As they go into the bottom turn, it's Fuller leading, but here comes Wilson. Both wheels off the ground in the bottom turn, and Wilson absolutely on the limit on the outside. But it's Fuller leading. No, it's Wilson leading now from Fuller. In third place, Kevin Teager. And behind Kevin Teager, Nathan Morton and Chris Malby. Well, Robbie Fuller on the van knees, tuned by Roy Randall, trying to get on terms again with Wilson, but Steve Wilson on the Italian GM leading, but he's going wide, he's going very, very wide, but he locks it up and gets it back. But he's lost it and the chain's off, and oh dear me, Steve Wilson loses the chain, and out he goes on lap 2. So that lead is wide open now for Robbie Fuller, so the Ipswich man is going to come home with about a 60-metre advantage over Kevin Teager. So Fuller wins it, number 6. Second place goes to number 72, Kevin Teager. In third place, it is number 51, Nathan Morton. Behind him, Chris Colby, and behind him was Russell Miles. So, really was hard luck. It looks as though he's going to try and push it around, Steve Wilson, and well, if he doesn't push it, he'll get the maximum score plus 1 point, and it'll be up to the clerk of the course to decide whether he gets around in the allotted time or not. We'll give you news on that one in a moment, but meanwhile, the time for race 28, 1 minute 16, and I think I'm right in saying the fastest average speed of the day, 54.2. Is it the fastest? No, race 4 is still the fastest, but 54.2, pretty quick nevertheless. That was a result, of course, of the super first 2 laps between Robbie Fuller and Steve Wilson. So the official result of race 28, we'll see what's happening to Wilson, but we'll give you the result as we know it at the moment. A win for number 6, Robbie Fuller. In second place, number 72, Kevin Teager. In third place, number 51, Nathan Morton. In fourth place, number 77, Chris Walby. In fifth place, number 5, Russell Miles. In sixth place, number 41, Gerald Rolfe. And in seventh place, number 47, Shane Lingwood. If he gets home in 8th place, then Steve Wilson will score 8 points rather than maximum plus 1. Well, the Kent lad really has been going a bomb this afternoon, and come on, give him a round of applause, get him home to score some points. Well, he's lost his chain, and that's going to be no problem. He may get into the final. We'll have to wait and see. That depends on the points, and in the final, it's all about who wins the final. The points are not carried forward. So, a little bit of sorting out of the rear chain, and hopefully we'll see Steve Wilson out in the final. So, add to your programme, race 28 in 8th place, number 11, Steve Wilson. We're over the page then to race number 29. Race 29, left-hand chairs, 1000cc left-hand chairs, and they all go in race 29. And again, it's Penfold and Fish, those three really having a deep-on battle this afternoon as they go into first turn. Here it is, Billy Penfold and Nigel Shaw leading by about 10 metres from John Fish and Gary Moore. That's the 1-2 as they go into the bottom turn for the first time. Brian Holland there in about 3rd place, but as we look to our left, we see Penfold locking it up on the limit with Fish in hot pursuit. Behind them it's still Brian Holland and Clive Holland the bike in 3rd place. In 4th place, Keith Lester and Jim Craft. Well, Penfold just getting away a little bit. I thought we might see a side-by-side all day long with these two, with Penfold and John Fish. John Fish on the FZR 4-cylinder, of course. And Penfold on the V-twin got different power characteristics. And the V-twin with the advantage at the moment. Bill Penfold just slowing it up a little bit. Comes home, take the checkered flag. A win then for Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Second place to number 73, John Fish and Gary Moore. In 3rd place, it is going to be number 27, Brian Holland and Clive Holland. In 4th place, number 21, Keith Lessiter and Jim Cram. And in 5th place, number 10, Malcolm Smith and Rob Heath. 1 minute 24 and 1/5, 1 minute 24 and 1/5. The speed of 48.9. 48.9. And the 11, 21 and 10. We move on to the youth racing, race number 30. Well, the lads really have put on a good show this afternoon. It's not very often we see the youth division racing at adult meetings, and so far, so good. So once again we see young John Jeffries goes into the the top bend with the lead, and he comes out of it with the lead. So, it is John Jeffries already probably on his way to the third win that he's had this afternoon, barring mechanical problems. He really has stamped his authority on this meeting. So, the lad from Swindon leads in second place. Scott Nichols in third place, number 41, Richard Emerson, and behind him is Roger Lobb. Just tailed off a little bit at the back, Daniel Abbott. But the order still the same with Jeffries, British Junior Champion, on the new track built in the north by Dave Lord, leads by about 60 metres as they go into the last lap. And through in the second, Scott Nichols. Third place is still Richard Emerson, followed by young Roger Lobb. Gary Lobb's cousin. Gary Lobb, of course, won the Midland Centre Championship meeting up at Warwick last week, beating Peter Lloyd on that occasion. This is his younger cousin, Roger Lobb, on the anti-Kawasaki. As we look to our left, John Jeffries, third win of the afternoon. Second place, Scott Nichols. Third place, number 41, Richard Emerson. Followed by Roger Lobb, number 7, number 42, Chris Phillips. 99, Daniel Abbott. And a man with a problem, young man with a problem, Lee Garrett. And Lee comes home, completes the race, and scores some points. So, the time and speed for race 30. The race sponsored by Bridge Street Motorcycles. The Bridge Street Motorcycles Trophy Race. The time 1:20 and 2/5. 1:20 and 2/5. A speed of 51.2. That's race 30. 51.2. And the official result, a win for number 14, John Jeffries. In second place, number 6, Scott Nichols. In third place, number 41, Richard Emerson. In fourth place, number 7, Roger Lobb. In fifth place, number 42, Chris Phillips. In sixth place, number 99, Daniel Abbott. In seventh place, number 11, Lee Garrod. Those numbers again, race 30, 14, 6, 41, 7, 42, and 99. And 11, and 11 in 7th place. We move on to race 31, sponsored by Yamaha UK, the 500cc National Sidecar event, Heat 5. Remember, the points today are important in the 250 class, the 350 class, the youth class, and the 1000 sidecar class, left-handed. They're all events which will be won with points scored in the heats. There are no finals. All the other classes have a final with the top 10 solo going through the final and the top 6 sidecars. So we are now with race 31. Should be an interesting one. We got Brian Palmer, Brian Canning, Norman Hames, Mike Reed, Tony Cook. This looks competitive. Race 31 as they go past us for the first time. It is on the control with a team from Poole on the Phoenix lead. But as they come out the first turn, Palmer's up there and Brown's trying to get on turns. Brian Palmer in second place. But still the order is the same as they come off the bend. Close, but number 57, Mike Reed and Andy Robertson. Mike Reed, the man who built the Phoenix outfits. He built his own. He beat Norman. He built Norman Hames' outfit, and he beat Ricky Neal's outfit. Built Ricky Neal's outfit as well, I should say. The man who builds the Phoenix leads. Mike Reed from Raz in second place, and here comes Raz up the inside. Absolutely nothing in it as they go into the last lap. Third place, fourth place, Norman Hames. Well, it's still anybody's race. It really is. Super race. Raz leads by a whisker as they go into the bottom turn, but Mike Reed's not beaten yet. Raz leads. And here comes Brian Canning, and Brian Canning showing a spirited effort on the last turn, but Brian Palmer gets there. Mike Reed second, Brian Canning third. Fourth place, Norman Hayes, 21. But, no doubt about the winner, number 71, the Dagenham man. Fourth in France last night. wins that one on the Hagen. Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn win race number 31. The time for that, 1 minute 22, 1 minute 22, a speed of 50.2. And the official result, a win for number 71, Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. In second place, number 57, Mike Reed and Andy Robertson. In third place, number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. In fourth place, number 21, Norman Haynes and Bob Reed. In fifth place, number 10, Tony Cook and Andy Snape. 71, 57, 49, 21 and 10. That race sponsored by Yamaha. We move on to race 32, the Speedway Star Challenge, 250 solos. This race sponsored by T&J Pitt Farms, the landowners for this meeting, Tom and Joan Pitt. They are, of course, Jeff Moorcock's bosses, and I know the 500 Sidecar Association are more than appreciative for the use of the land yet again for a Grasstrack meeting. So, the sponsors of race 32, the landowners of today's meeting. So 250 well underway, and Bill Ranson up there fast as they go past us for the second time. Man leading edges once again, Steve Cyrus. Ipswich Run on the Yamaha leads Bill Ranson then in second place. And down the back straight, the order still very much the same. Carl Squirrel in about fourth place. As they go into the last lap, it's still Cyrus leading. Tom Ransom, third place Richard Smith, Squirrel in fourth. In fifth place George Cook, Terry Medler on the Kajiva. And as I said earlier, quite a lot of interest in the machinery in the 250 class here today. Not a lot of them, but a lot of interesting bikes, including the Rotax twin of Carl Squirrel. So we've got a win for Steve Cyrus, Phil Ransom second, and Richard Smith third, and Carl Squirrel fourth. Right, the results then of race number 32. The race sponsored by T&J Pitt Farms, race 32. The time is 1:21 and 1/5, 1:21 and 1/5, a speed of 50.7. Finishing order, a win for number 62, Steve Cyrus, followed by number 6, Phil Ransom, number 3, Richard Smith, number 4, or rather number 33, Carl Squirrel in 4th place. In 5th place, number 18, George Cook. In 6th place, number 19, Terry Medler. In 7th place, number 2, Gary Wells. And in 8th place, number 22, Gary Brown. 62, 6, 3, 33, 18, 19, 2 and 22. Right, an urgent requirement. Number 58, Neil Emmett in the paddock. Solo competitor number 58 has just had the windscreen of his van smashed. Whether it was a stone or what it was, I don't know, but his windscreen has gone completely. And Neil Emmett, number 58 in the paddock, is in urgent need of something. If you have one of these emergency screens or a plastic sheet or something, you can help Neil out. Please go and see him in the paddock, or come and see me and I'll put you in contact with him. But Neil Emmett, number 58, has just had his windscreen explode, and he is in urgent need of emergency repairs in order to get himself home tonight. See me or see Neil in the paddock. Right, thanks very much. Race 33, 1,000 sidecars, right hand, the Unit Sidecar Challenge. Race 33 sponsored by South Essex Motorcycles. The owner of that is Paul Banyard, who's 1000cc Sidecar fan and 1000cc Sidecar fan, and hopefully he's with us today. Race number 33, 1000 Sidecars, Heat 5. Well, Gary Parmenter in this one. Gary having a super day so far. He's had 2 rides, 2 wins. Colin Hutton, good ride last time out. Colin Hutton and his change of passenger, Tony Baseby, not Ian Saker as shown in the programme. They've got number 34, Penelope Hook and Jane McLaren, the girls against them. And as they get off the line, it's Parmenter leading into the first turn. It's Parmenter leading with Colin Hutton and Tony Baseby in second place, but Parmenter leads by about 3 lengths. And problem for Peter Evans, number 47, and they go out of it, and the girls really are putting on a good show, up in 4th place at the moment. So Penelope and Jane in 4th, and just at the back at the moment, the man who's had a couple of good runs Gary Parmenter in second place, and the bunch being pursued by Kevin Mardell. So off the left, the win, Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley. And well, Kevin Mardell finishes back in 5th place, so disappointing ride for him. A couple of good rides earlier this afternoon, but well, obviously with problems there. Official time of 1 minute 9 2/5, 1 minute 9 2/5, speed 51 miles an hour. Race 33 then, a win for number 8 Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley. In second place, number 3 Colin Hutton and Ian Saker, or rather I should say Colin Hutton and Tony Baseby. In 3rd place, number 17 Merv Ridgewell and Jim Precious. In 4th place, number 34 Penelope Hook, Jane McLaren. And in 5th place, number 57 Kevin Mardell and Anthony Eckley. 8, 3, 17, 34, 57. And one non-finisher in that, number 47 Peter Evans and Jim Evans. Right, if Neil Emmett likes to send someone up, we have got a screen for him. Neil Emmett, if you like to send somebody over to the PA van, we have got a screen for you. And I know the guy that supplied it. He's Mr. Humphreys, who's 100% Grasstrack fan from Kent. And we've got a screen. Yeah, I think actually Dave Brown has got it, Neil, so he'll explain the whys and wherefores, but thanks very much for that offer. Well, already once this afternoon we've seen the battle between Steve Carter and Steve Potts. Carter leading as he did the previous ride, if my memory serves me right. But as they come off the turn, Potts gets the drive, and here it is, Keith Potts. The Hyundai man leads by about 10 metres as they go into the bottom turn. Potts it is, off the bend. From in second place, Steve Carter, and Steve not beaten yet, trying to come back. Bosco holding third. And Steve Carter really trying to get back in front, and as they go into the last turn, it's still anybody's race, and Carter on the inside. And Steve Carter really riding hard. And he goes out wide, and who's it going to be? It's Carter. That was a super ride by Steve Carter, it really was. Keith Potts just put back into second place, so Steve Carter injured, what, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, really back where we know, at the top of the tree. And first to congratulate him there, Keith Potts, on the Bruce and Roger Maynard BJR. That was a good one, I enjoyed that. Always an untidy rider, Steve Carter, and I'm still the wrong side really, am I? Should be over here. Right, we've got a young lady here from Big Dipper, the sponsors of the 1000 left-hand sidecar event today. I know she wants to say a few words. It's Sally, isn't it? It's Sally. So I'm going to give the mic to Sally from Big Dipper, the sponsors.
Okay, I won't keep you too long because I'm not reduction. It depends if you chat the boss up. And also the bar's open till 6 o'clock and steak sandwiches we're still cooking and they're situated in the beer tent. Okay, so thanks very much.
Right, thank you, Sally. I know the clerk of the course wants to get on with the show, so we'll start off with third place in the 1000 sidecar event, left-handers. Third today, Keith Lessiter and Jim Cramp. Come on, give them a round of applause. These lads have done brilliant today. Second today, well, I'm going to get out of the way. Right, while we're having the picture taken, we'll move on. Second today. They were always either going to be first or second. Somebody had to be second. Unfortunately for John, today it was John Fish and Gary Moore. Super day though, well done. Well done. If you buy John Young's tape, we got these two on a long interview last night. You'll learn all about left-hand sidecar racing. And the winner today, well, if you were here in practice, you'll know what happened. If you weren't, you probably heard me say, I couldn't believe how the bloke controlled the outfit when he lost his passenger, but he did, and he did it to good effect because he's carried on and he's won. Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Well done, Bill. Well on. Super. Well, we're going to move on to the youth division now. Do we have them? Are you all here? Right, good lads. Right, the youth division sponsored by Bridge Street Motorcycles. Have we got a representative, Julia from Bridge Street? Right, it's your lucky day, lads. You're going to get your trophies from Julia. These lads are going to be future British champions, believe me. About 14 years ago, I remember doing presentations at a youth meeting. The winner was a young kid. He was 14 or 15. He was called Andy Riley. We all know the rest. One of these lads, I'm sure, is going to be up there with the Mark Wadsworths and the Graham Thomases one day. They put on a super show today. Lad who's come a long way from Cornwall, finishes third, Roger Lobb. Second today, Scott Nichols. And the lad who won it, well, he had 3 rides, 3 wins. What a show. John Jeffries. Well done. Well done. Right, 250 solos. We're going to move on to 250s next. I think we've got them all here. Have some pictures taken. Speedway Star. Have we got Mick with us? Obviously not. Anybody here from Speedway Star? No? 3? Do the presentation for the 250. Third today, Richard Smith. Second, Phil Ranson. And the winner today, Steve Silett. 4 points. Only beaten once. Well done. Right, we move on to 350 solos. And somebody to present those. Who are we having to do those? Julia? You're doing that, are you? Right, we're going to get Julia Brown to do the 350 solos. Third today, Mark Scopes. Second today, Keith Potts. And the man who won it, well, he missed the British final through injury. He's come back after injury. Won it today, Steve Carter. Well done, that's the presentation so far. The results of all the other classes depend on the finals. We've got those next, and we'll try and get them over before the rain. And the presentations will be immediately after the finals. Thank you. Yamaha. And the runners in race number 35, if you haven't already noted them, are number 5, Dave Collin and Rick Francis. Number 20, Alan Peck and Lynn Peck. Number 7, Jan Pasteur and Teen Spiegler. Number 13, Keith Beard and Robert Graves. Number 14, Simon Beard and Nick Smith. And number 11, Herman Chassing and Jack Van Dyke. So that's the lineup for the next race on your program. And away they go. And we don't have Alan Peck with us. No. Don't know what's happened to Alan. He's gone over on the line. So Alan Peck is out of it. And we have a yellow flag, but they're right off the racing line. What happened there, I don't know. But Alan and Lynn certainly in trouble on the start line. And they have gone out of it, which is a pity. So, leading as they come off the bottom turn, it's Palmer. Brian Palmer leads with Scott down in the chain. Brian Palmer has had such terrible luck the last 2 weeks. If you were at work last week up in Leamington, you'll know that Brian Palmer went into the final as a likely winner. Well, either he or Kevin lied, and Brian Palmer broke a chain in the final. At the British final at Bridgnorth 2 weeks ago, he won the final, but because he had that incident earlier on where Craig fell out of the chair, he didn't finish in the top 3, so Palmer had to make amends. 4th last night in France, looking good at the moment, and Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. Scott Dunn, of course, who rode with Dave Howells in the British final at Bridgnorth with Brian Palmer today. They come home for a well-deserved win. They win the final. In 2nd place it is Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. In 3rd place number 21 Norman Ames and Bob Reed. In 4th place number 57 Mike Reed and Andy Robertson. And following them Dave Duncan and Peter Nichols. But well, whatever happened to Alan Lynn, I don't know. They're just out of my line of vision. But let's just keep our fingers crossed that everything's okay. 5, a win for number 71, Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. 2nd, number 34, Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. 3rd, number 21, Norman Ames and Bob Reed. 4th, number 57, Mike Reed and Andy Robertson. And 5th was number 11, Dave Duncan and Peter Nichols. We're going to have a presentation. Then we hopefully will get some news on them. So once again we're going to get Julia to do the presentations, and we'll start with where we're going to start. We'll start with 3rd, right? 3rd place, Norman Ames and Bob Reed. By Jove, eh? I wish I was a sidecar driver. I might have a kiss then. Right, 2nd, I've got to say, over the last few weeks, this bloke really has put on some brilliant shows. He had a super ride first time out. He was great last week up at the Midland finals, if you were there. And he's come good again today. Squirrel and Paul Stafford. Well done, Jerry. Good stuff. Right, this fellow over here, I've seen him 3 weeks running. 2 weeks running, he's had terrible luck, as I said earlier. Today it's all come right for him. He had 4th place in France last night. He's had about half an hour's sleep. He's here today, and he's won. We all know him as Raz. Come on, Brian. Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. Brian, they're all out. I just want a very quick word from you, because they're all out. Does he make up for the last 2 weeks?
Well, with a passage you can hold on, it says it all, doesn't it?
Right, straight from the horse's mouth. Well done, thanks very much. I think I got that one wrong. From where we were, we thought it was Alan Peck they'd gone over. It was red leathers, and apparently it wasn't. It was Tony Cook and Andy Snape. So, well, we put that to right. As I say, it was just out of our side. All I saw go over were red leathers and Tony Cook and Alan Peck from a distance. I must admit they look very similar. So we put that to right, Tony it was, and we move on to race 36. Race 36, 500 solo final, sponsored by Calgard Lubricants, Super Prix, and we have number 6, Robbie Fuller, unbeaten this afternoon. We've got Kevin Teager and all the others, but it's all about Fuller and Wilson. And Wilson goes to the front. Right on the leading Steve Wilson. There's Robbie Fuller in second place, and Steve Wilson, who had that chain off in his last ride, going like a train down the back straight, being pursued by Fuller. So the Ipswich man on the Van Knees is chasing, but it's Steve Wilson leading as they come off the turn. Wilson followed by Fuller. In third place it's Teager, and behind Teager is Sean Nichols. It's Wilson, the keg man, pulling away from the rest of them. And at the moment Robbie Fuller doesn't look as though he can do anything about it. We lose Russell Miles. A lap and a bit to go, and it's still Wilson leading, but Fuller trying to come on the inside, shoots up the tank but gets away with it. Sean Nichols still third. In fourth place, still Kevin Teager, and behind Kevin Teager, Peter Finch. Dean Garrett up there. Well, we've got about half a lap to go, and half a lap to go on the last turn, and it is going to be close. It really is. But Wilson gets there. Fuller second. And in third place, it was number 10, Sean Nichols. So that's the 500 final. Not a presentation. We'll give you the official result immediately after the presentation. So we'll get that on the way. Keeps you fit, this. Jumping backwards and forwards. Calgard Lubricants. We have their man with us. You'd like to say just 2 words.
Very good racing. Loved it. Very impressed. Very impressed. Good racing. Well done, number 11.
Right. You enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. It was a good final. Must admit, super stuff. Right. Third today, Sean Nichols. Second today, another local man from Ipswich, Robbie Fuller. And the man who won it, well, he had disappointment earlier on, he lost the chain, but it all came right in the final. Up from Kent, 500 winner today, with Calgard Lubricants, Steve Wilson. Well done, super stuff. This bloke's down at Brighton next week for the Intercentre. So, we've got some cans of stuff as well. And the Calgard Lubricants Super Prix, the time was 1 minute 17, 1 minute 17, speed of 53.5. 53.5. Who's really been going great guns this afternoon. Number 20, Alan Peck. Number 7, Jan Pastor. Number 13, Keith Beard. Number 14, Simon Beard. And number 11, Herman Jassing. 500 Sidecar Team Challenge, sponsored by P&O Ferries, gets underway, and at the minute it figures Dave Collins. Oh, dear me, dear me, dear me. Herman Jassing goes over in a big way, and we've got a red flag. And they walk away, or do they? No, the passenger. We need, I think he's taken a note today. Well, could have got a spill so late in the programme. Yeah, Roy French apparently isn't the first to qualify for the German final. Nick Radley has, Cecil Taylor has. So I was given that information by Pete Long, and obviously Pete just only sees Roy French as number 1 supporter. So we'll put that one to right straight away. Nick and Cecil, our apologies to them. Right, Alan and Lynn lead quite a distance as they go into the first turn in the 500 Sidecar Team Challenge final. And close for second and third, but it's the Pecks leading as they go into the bottom turn. Last lap flag at the ready. Dave Collin in second place. on the inside, but Dave Collins switches to the outside. Third place, and that's still the order as they go into the top turn. So we've got British crews 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. And down the back straight and battling away for third. Dave Collins trying to get on terms with Alan Peck and Lynn Peck. But Dave Collins switches to the inside. Who's it going to be in the race for the line? It's anybody's race. Alan Peck gets there. Dave Collins second. In third place, Simon Beard. And in fourth place, Jan Pasteur. So back over the fence again. Another presentation for race 37, sponsored by P&O European Ferries. A big smile on his face. Not quite sure what he said, but we got British crews 1, 2 and 3. So the 500 sidecar team challenge, sponsored by P&O Ferries. Third place for number 14, Simon Beard and Nick Smith. Simon, this way, trophies this way. Right, second, well, these four have been seeing a lot of each other the weekend. They've been in on the continent last night. They're here today. Second today, Dave Collin, Ricky Francis. And they all look knackered. They've all only had about a couple hours sleep or less. Well, the winner today's already won a carriage slot, or they've won a carriage slot, Alan and Lynn. They've won the challenge today, P&O Ferries, Alan and Lynn Peck. Well done. Right, one more race to go. 1,000 chairs, a few pictures, and back in the cabin. We haven't given you the official result yet. 50.6. And the official results, a win for number 20 Alan and Lynn Peck on the garden. In second place, number 5 Dave Collin and Ricky Francis. In third place, number 14 Simon Beard and Nick Smith. In fourth place, number 7 Jan Pasteur and Teen Spiegler. And in fifth place, number 13 Keith Beard and Robert Graves. Number 20, number 5, number 14, number 7 and number 13. That's the result of race 37. We move on to the last race of the afternoon, race number 38, sponsored by Unit Sidecars. And a reminder of the qualifiers for race 38, 1000cc right-hand sidecar final. We have unbeaten so far this afternoon, number 8 Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley, number 3 Colin Hutton and his change of passenger Tony Baseby, number 57 Kevin Mardell and Anthony Eckley, number 4 John Stafford and Wayne Stafford, number 17 Merv Bridgewell and Jim Precious, and number 1 Dave Heath and John Bowkett. Well, Dave Heath had one little spell, but he still gets to the final. Kevin Mardell had one problem in his last ride, but he still gets the final. But surely the crew they've all got to beat, unbeaten so far this afternoon, making a comeback. Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley on the FZR, the Essex crew. So who's it going to be? Number 8, Gary Parmenter. Number 3, Colin Hutton. Number 57, Kevin Mardell. Number 4, John Stafford. Number 17, Merv Bridgewell. And number 1, Dave Heath. The last race of the afternoon. Could we have Richard from Unit Sidecars, please, to the finish line to do the presentation, which will take place immediately after this final. Richard from Unit Sidecars. So, away we go. And Parmenter a good start, working for Dave Heath. Dave Heath back in about third place up there as well. It's Colin Hutton, so it's Parmenter, Hutton, Heath. That's the 1, 2, 3, and Dave Heath trying to come through on the inside of Parmenter. Well, Dave Heath absolutely side by side with Colin Hutton as they go into bottom turn, but it's Gary Parmenter lead. Cones flying, whoops, and away we go. We've lost somebody on the bottom turn. And the race is immediately stopped, and the crew that went over, I think, was... well, I think it was Colin Hutton and Tony Baseby. So a rerun of the last race of the day, race number 38, Unit Sidecars sponsored, 1000cc right-hand sidecars, just 4 runners going in the rerun. Number 8, Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley. Number 57, Kevin Mardell and Anthony Eckley. Number 4, John Stafford and Wayne Stafford. And number 17, Merv Ridgewell, Jim Precious. So as we look across, just 4 outfits for the final race of the day. I think we should make it clear Dave Heath didn't actually come into contact with anybody in that last race, but unfortunately Dave excluded from the rerun. So, who's it going to be? Gary Parmenter, 3 rides, 3 wins, led in the final, looks to be unbeatable here today, particularly now Dave's out. So, 4 outfits come to the line for the rerun, and away they go. Well, a bit of a ragged start, but the clock of the course rules it's okay. So, as they go into the first turn, it is once again Parmenter leading, and Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley on the FZR come off the bench. John Stafford, Kevin Mardell, and behind Kevin Mardell was Merv Ridgewell and Jim Precious. I thought we might have seen Peter Nunn and Neil Thresher, but not to be. I think the reason was that the race was with still Kevin Mardell second. I should say Kevin Mardell now up into second, because on the previous lap, of course, John Stafford and Wayne Stafford were lying in second spot. So, checkered flag at the ready, and the final of the 1000 right-hand sidecars is going to go. In second place, number 57, Kevin Mardell and Anthony Eckley. In third place was number 4, John Stafford and Wayne Stafford, followed by number 17, Merv Ridgewell and Jim Precious. And third today were crew number 4, John Stafford and Wayne Stafford. Well done. Second today, Kevin Mardell and Anthony Eckley. And the winners, 3 heat wins. He wins the final, no doubt about the man who was going to win it. Gary Parmenter and Terry Madley. Well done. Well done. Few pictures and that's it. Thanks very much, and please take your litter home with you, and we shall see you when we see you. Thank you and good night.